our robotics mentor from 3D Systems, virtual reality simulator for robotic surgery. You have a tower with a monitor and you have a console where the surgeon's sitting. And the console is extremely realistic. It has an adjustable height. You can adjust the pedals. The pedals are exactly what we see on the console in the operating room. He has joysticks which are free moving, which are also extremely realistic. So from a hardware standpoint, that is what we're seeing typically in the operating room. He's visualizing in 3 dimensions. What you're seeing here is in 2 dimensions, but what he's seeing is in 3 dimensions. And again, that's what we see actually during the operation. Some of the simulation programs that are out there that are virtual reality actually have to be connected to the actual robot. So you can't really use these practically during the day. However, when some of my trainees or myself have time during the day, we come right across the street over to the simulation center and we can actually use the simulator. My trainees are practicing on a simulator as opposed to practicing on patients. And I think that's a huge advantage of virtual reality simulation. Another huge advantage of this robotic simulator is that there are procedural modules that are available to it. A lot of the virtual reality simulators up to this point only have basic skill sets, so I think that they're applicable only to novice surgeons. And then once a surgeon gains a little bit of experience with robotic surgery, there's not a lot of virtual reality application for them. However, with the robotic simulator from 3D Systems, all of a sudden there's procedural modules that are available. So my residents and fellows who have a little bit more experience and are a little bit higher on the learning curve from robotic surgery standpoint, they can come here and actually get some utilization out of the virtual reality simulator as well. The robotic simulator has a simulated robotic prostatectomy module. Not only will it walk you through the actual operation, but it gives you an option to do the operation freehand as well. And that has huge implication for training for residents and fellows who are learning this operation. The tissue dynamics, it really is extremely realistic compared to what we're seeing in the operating room. And you can see how the tissue responds to being pushed and even being dissected. Also, there's bleeding. There's a separate assistant port here where someone laparoscopically can go in and suck and irrigate and simulate what you'd actually see in the operating room. This is guided. So he's following the yellow dots which turn green when he's put the needle where it's supposed to go. And if he doesn't put the needle where it's supposed to go, it actually turns red. Once Amar becomes familiar with this portion of the simulation, he can go a step further and go to the freehand anastomosis, where he does it, but he's not being prompted on where to throw the needle. It's not just teaching you anatomy, it's also teaching you how to tell by visual cues how much pressure to apply to what parts of the tissue in order to do the operation without excessive trauma to the actual patient or to the tissue.